Hey, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're feeling loved and blessed as always, bruh. Hopefully you are hoping for, new things in this new month, getting towards the end of the year, man. Like, know that that is special that you have made it another year. What a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone got to make it through this year. Not everyone's going to be able to see next year, but you were able to see it. So whatever happened, happened. Leave that in the past and move forward. Because on the other side of fear is the greatest things for you probably in life. A lot of the things on the other side of fear is what's going to get you to the next part of your journey. But we have to simply look past what we've been through and then look forward to what we're trying to get to. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's go ahead and get into the next episode. Yo, what is good, everybody, man? Welcome back to another Kids Room Podcast episode, man. Hopefully you are feeling loved and blessed as always, bruh. We feel strong a lot of times whenever we're in the moment of things, right? And today, this video is also special. Like every video I feel like is special because talking about certain topics is probably things that I honestly can relate to myself. But I do my best, obviously, to tie in the word because that is what wisdom is, right? Knowledge and wisdom comes from other things too, like learning and reading and doing stuff like that, and people, obviously. But whenever you read the word, it's a different level, it's a different basis, it's a different foundation of what wisdom even is, what power even is, because sometimes we are not always self-motivated, and we want to feel strong before we move. But sometimes you cannot always feel strong when you're moving. Before you move, you can't always feel that. But a lot of times the strength that will come, it will come whenever you're on the way to your journey, on the way to your goal, on the way, on the other side of that fear, when you're trying to go through that obstacle, go through that barrier, go through that wall, right? That you are facing, that challenge that you are facing. You get that strength as you go through it. But sometimes we want to wait to get the strength, wait to have the good circumstances, wait to get the right amount of money, wait to get the right position, right? To move forward to what we want to do in our lives. But sometimes that'll never come. That time will never happen. Those circumstances will never align just right because that's just not how it was supposed to be. And we're looking in our heads to have everything worked out, everything paved the way to, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to have a pathway already built out for you. But sometimes you're just going to be in the darkness and you're not going to know what to do until you take that next step and see if you're on the correct path, or do you need to take a slight turn, or maybe a readjustment, or, you know what I'm saying, go a different way. But you're not knowing until you move forward. So a lot of that strength comes as you're on the way. And in Joshua chapter 1, verses 9, it says, "Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go," right? So God was telling Joshua, you can't just wait to move. You can't just wait whenever you just feel ready, right? You're supposed to step out on strength, step out on faith, and meet him. God is going to meet you on your journey. God is going to do a lot of amazing things and open up your mindset and your eyes to a lot of things if you just move forward, right? So you don't need strength to start. You just need to be willing. You just need to have a soft heart. You just need to be in the direction of where Christ is and move forward with that. Whether you feel the results, whether you see the results, whether or not, you know what I'm saying, you feel like it, you want to do it, but just move forward and be willing. God fills you with willingness as you move. God energizes obedience. So you might not feel like going outside and taking a walk and talking to God today, but if you just go outside and do it anyway, or you just go outside and get some work done, or, you know what I'm saying, like you read a book, you go to the gym, you do something that's going to better you 1% today. Even when you don't feel like it, you're creating a person inside of you of doing things even when you don't feel like it. And a lot of times It wasn't like David wanted to go fight Goliath. He wasn't born saying he wanted to fight a giant, right? Daniel wasn't born saying he wants to be in the lion's den, right? Joshua wasn't born saying like wanting to not feel like moving out and being courageous, but God was telling him that's what you need to do is just step out on your strength that I have given you, your faith that I have given you so far, right? The tools that he has given you so far, and use those first before you are just trying to quit and give up and stuff. Use what you have to the best of your ability. Use your gift, use your strengths to the best of your ability, so that whatever you're going through, you're learning, you're gaining knowledge, you're gaining wisdom, and you're becoming that person that you're trying to become, right? So fear shrinks when you move, though. It's not whenever you wait. Fear grows when you wait. Fear grows in your mind when you stop moving, when you're alone, whenever you're in that dark place, whenever you're at night sleeping, like it's in your dreams, you're thinking about it so much, you can't sleep. But it's you overcoming that fear and not sitting still. That's what's important. That's how you overcome it. That's how you step forward, because strength grows in motion. It's not when you're sitting still. You have to be in motion. God doesn't want you just sitting and waiting, right? Yes, you are being patient. Yes, you are somewhat in a figure of speech, sitting and waiting in a season. Yes, but you're still moving. You're still working. You're still working on yourself, right? You're still doing things. It's just not looking like roses. It's not looking like gold. It's not looking like reward all the time. It's not looking like you're harvesting. It's looking like you're mainly struggling, but you're growing. No, through that struggle, you're growing through those circumstances, and you're finding yourself. You're finding peace. You're finding Christ, especially, right? You're looking to him. You're looking for encouragement. You're looking for discipline. You're starting to look for these things that at one point you ran from. So that's what's important. You're not running from it now. You're running to it. So now God is seeing that you're running to something that you're probably not aware of, or you're probably not prepared for all the time, but he's preparing you in that moment that you're running to it, that running to the journey, running to the challenge, running to the trial, right? Not running away from your circumstances, but running to it and facing it and learning from it and asking, what can I learn from this? Because you're not going to ask so many questions. You're not going to ask certain questions until you go through certain things in life, right? So whatever you're afraid of today, whatever feels heavy, trust that God has already placed the strength ahead of you in that journey, in those circumstances, in those trials, in those challenges. He's saying, step outside of your comfort zone, step outside of your house, step outside, even when the news is saying one thing, even when the leaders of our country are saying one thing, right? Or your friends or your family are saying one thing, right? Or your boss is saying one thing. Whoever is around you saying something, but what is God telling you? What is God showing you? What is God trying to bring you through? Because you're still going to have those times. Everybody, like in history, everyone's going to have times. Like we're all going through different times. The world has gone through a lot of hard times. So we cannot think that the world is ending, but we have to think that we're still just living life through what the world is going through, right? So you don't need to feel strong to start, because you just have to start anyway. So God will give you strength step by step. But those steps is what hurts sometimes, but you have to understand those steps turns into, strides, leaps and bounds, and then, you're moving forward. So sometimes you are leaping and bounding, and sometimes you're just taking shorter, slower steps. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Just know that God has already set a path for you, and step by step, you are going to get stronger along the way. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me on this one, and I hope y'all catch me on the next one.